Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. Got a story out of the street, and it's important because it's showing the changes in the banking industry as we go through this banking crisis. And banks are having problems not only getting employees, we've seen that over the last 2, 3 years, right, since the pandemic began, but also because they are losing value. Banks are crashing, literally the regional banks, even the bigger banks, which we're going to be talking about here, are having issues because they have to keep in that profitability zone. And one of the ways to increase profits is to get rid of human beings. It's not just AI that's going to be taking jobs, it's literally the fact that we're moving into a recession, and that is going to lead to massive, massive, massive job losses. So, out of the street, this story is entitled Wells Fargo, Bank of America make a move that customers will hate. It says right here, bank branches are going the way of video stores and pay telephone booths, and there's nothing financial consumers can do about it. Let me stop right there. Do you remember when Ally Bank came out and it was offering the greatest rates and just the best sort of terms, and they were sucking in all these customers? Well, there's two reasons for that. First off is customer acquisition costs. And whenever a company is new, they have a certain cost to be able to acquire company or customers. So we all know that that's sort of part of the startup deal, right? And that's what the bank was looking for with investors saying, hey, we need to raise money because we need to capture all these clients. But once we do, we're going to sell them on all these back end products, right? And we're going to get them in late fees and things like that. But by and large, Ally's been able to keep, is one of those banks that have been able to keep fees low. And the reason why is because it's all virtual. There's nothing there. There's really no humans. The back office, sure. The coders, sure. But by and large, it's not a full service bank. And so it might be able to offer all the services, but it's not the kind where you can walk down there if you have a problem and talk to a human being. So think about that when all of these other big banks are looking at these other banks and going, why aren't we doing that? And we're seeing it more and more and more. Put down in the comment section if you have a large bank account, a bank account with a large bank in your area that's going with totally no humans. Like it's in a mall or a store front on Main Street, and there's just, you walk in and it's just empty. There's nobody there. I don't even know if these days they probably don't even have anybody to unlock the doors and open them anymore. They're probably all done by computer. Pretty crazy when you think about it. It says here in Philadelphia, Wells Fargo has closed 17% of its local bank branches since the year 2020. Regional kingpin PNC is not far behind, shuttering 15% of its branches in the Philadelphia area, according to the Philadelphia Business Journal. Bank of America has gotten into the act, closing 5% of its physical locations in the region as well. So think about that. You have not only just one bank doing it, like let's just use the Philadelphia region, but you have three banks right here that they've done, and I guarantee you there's more that are doing it too, that are pulling their branches out and going completely electronic, completely humanless. And it's crazy to think that a region like that gets impacted. And I bet you the people in Philadelphia probably don't even realize it's going on. Or maybe they do. Let me know in the comment section if any of you are from Philadelphia and you see this. It says here it's not just Philly, though. Big banks are closing branches in New Jersey, Maryland, Ohio, Washington, D.C., Illinois, and Michigan, as well as out west in Nevada, California, and Arizona. So pretty much everywhere. Bank branch closings are actually nothing new. According to the U.S. Federal Deposit Insurance Bureau, or the FDIC, large commercial U.S. bank locations have fallen from 8,000 in the year 2000 to 4,200 by 2021. They literally dropped almost completely, perfectly in half. That is insane. And 4,100 by 2022. So just a little bit less than 22, not much. But the year 2020, I'm sorry, I'm completely over. In the year 2000, I'm a total dork. The year 2000, that's when they were 8,000. So since the year 2000, so okay, 22 years. Point being is this, with the add-on in technology comes the ability for companies to deal with less people, right? And that's a big burden on a lot of companies' balance sheets. Payroll and payroll liabilities are expensive. And so if you think about it, to see them drop that much in 22 years, that's pretty darn impressive, or 20 years. Now, think about this. When I look back and you see that rapid decline in banks, right, close, I keep thinking about that central bank digital currency and how that is going to reduce the number of banks even more. because once that central bank digital currency, all your banking transactions are going to be done on your phone. And it's a really scary thought because of how much control the banks would have over you. Um, there's like zero human emotion in this. You remember how many times have you, or let me know in the comment section if this ever happened to you. We've got a problem with the bank, and you go right down to the bank branch and you get it solved right then and there. You talk to the people, you talk to the branch manager, they get it fixed. They're able to circumvent a rule or something like that, and they get it fixed. They make it right for you, right? Because of customer service. As opposed to how many things have you done online where there is no person to talk to, and you got to talk to somebody in another country that barely speaks English, but hey, I got to give them props. They know two languages. But my point being is that there's no emotion. Like, sorry, sir, there's nothing I can do for you. Like, what do you mean there's nothing? Can I talk to your manager? Yeah, they're just going to tell you the same thing because they don't care and they're halfway across the world. And so you think about how much control over you they're going to be able to have with this digital currency, and it's very, very frightening. That's why we're wanting to get out of the system, break away, and that's getting out of debt. If you're out of debt, if we can get most people in America out of debt, the bankers have no authority. They have no power, zero power. They get their power by lending you money and putting a bunch of commercials in your face. Don't ever forget that. So it says right here, the spiderweb of U.S. branch bank offices tied to big banks has slid significantly as well. U.S. banks closed 149 branches and opened 49 in March, resulting in a total of 78,588 active branches. This came from S&P Global Market Intelligence. If the trend of current bank branch closings continue, there may be no bank branches left in 10 years. Self-financial estimates of the number of U.S. bank branches will fall from about 60,000 in 2023 to approximately 15,000 in 2030 and continue falling until there are no bank branches left by 2034. This is very, very, very serious. And this is why they have the ability to close those branches and stay in business and make record profits because of the control that they have over you. That's why it's important to get out of debt, get into God's money, inflation hedges. Not that it's going to be used as a means of transfer, transactions, things like that, gold and silver. And this isn't financial advice. I'm talking to myself, so I just talk to myself. I don't even know if the record button's on. But it's very important that you get out of this system of debt, because then you're out of the world system of finance and you get to live like a wealthy person. That's what's important. At Wells Fargo, the banking giant is reporting a plunge in face-to-face teller transactions. It's very important right now that people really wake up to what is happening in the financial realm. This is not a joke. If you're hearing this for the first time, it's for a reason. We are going through a crash that is going to be similar to the Depression. And the reason why I know that is because we're on a 100-year cycle. And we're following what happened from the Depression of 1920 to the crash of 29 and the subsequent Great Depression just perfectly from 2008 to now. From 2019 till now. It's just time is compressed and we need to prepare now. So get out of debt. Learn how to buy inflation hedges, because this inflation is not going away anytime soon. And it's better if you're prepared, so when everything crashes, you're able to buy up assets for pennies on the dollar. All right, guys, I hope you got something out of this. The Economic Ninja is out.